Hey audience, I have a question for you. Why do women have casual sex? If you don't know the right answer to that, that could be a very good reason why you're not getting as much as you want. Stay tuned and let's explore the answer to this question together. As men, when it comes to the psychology of female sexual behavior, we tend to think of women as kind of guys with boobs. That is, as men, we like sex, that's why we do it. So women also enjoy sex, that's why they do it, because, it feels good. Case closed. But that's a terrible analogy because women and men are different. We have different drives, but it's doubly bad because that isn't the only reason why men have sex either. If I see a guy who's going out every single week, picking up a new woman every week or multiple times every week, he's not just doing that because the sex feels good. He's almost always doing it because it's a form of validation. He's doing it because it's a form of intimacy and he struggles with intimacy issues. He does it because, there's a range of reasons why we engage with sex. It's never just because sex feels good, or I should say it's rarely just because sex feels good. There's more to it for men. But for women, there's a lot to it as well. Now, before I dive in and talk about women and sex, I just want to point out something, and that's that sexual wants and needs and desires, they're kind of a spectrum. There's not sort of one answer fits every woman. But what we do find is that there are commonalities that link most women together. So, keep that in mind. This doesn't perfectly fit every woman you've ever met, or if you're a woman watching, this doesn't necessarily perfectly describe you, but it does describe most women most of the time. So the first sort of distinction I want to create is when it comes to sex and the actual act of having sex. For men, sex tends to be the goal. It's the thing we're shooting for. It's the big release. It's the huge finale thing that we want. For women, sex is much more what happens when she gets all the things that she wants. It's this very different mindset. It's this very different way of thinking of things. But the end point is that for a woman to want to have sex, for a woman to be in the headspace for that to occur, certain needs need to be met along the way before she's in that headspace. Whereas for a guy, if a woman's hot, we're probably willing to have sex with her. For a woman, it's a totally different process. So it comes down to 4 emotional needs that women need fulfilled before they're going to be in the headspace to want to have sex. So if I go out to a bar or a club or anywhere, if I meet these 4 emotional needs of a woman, I'm more likely to get casual sex. I'm more likely to get a one-night stand. If I get into a relationship with a woman, she's far less likely to lose interest in sex with me if I keep fulfilling those needs from her. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of relationships fall apart, actually, is that guys don't feel the woman's emotional needs and the woman stops having sex with him and everything falls apart. It's not always that simple, but that's essentially what's happening. So let's explore the 4 needs. So the first is going to sound a little cliche, but hear me out here. A woman's first emotional need is to feel listened to and understood on a very deep level. And I don't mean that you're supposed to become a woman's sort of emotional punching bag for all her horrible shit going on in life. No. I mean, you take the time to genuinely work on understanding and learning about who she is and what makes her tick. If you take the time to find out what she's really passionate about, what excites her in life, and you are so interested to learn about that you can actually feel her excitement and actually be excited with her about the things that excite her, that's hugely validating. I mean, every human being wants that. We want that from friends, we want that from women, we want that from, our parents. Everyone wants to feel that, but women need to feel that to start to feel attracted to and sexual around a guy. Now, I know that, nice guys, typical nice guys do this. They just sit and listen. They're great listeners and they just become a woman's friend. But that's not because listening to a woman is bad or desexualizes you. It's because those guys who do that, the nice guys, are too afraid to be sexual. More on that later, but that's why that occurs. So that's the first emotional need. A woman's second emotional need is to feel uniquely attractive and valuable to a man. So that means that if you're talking to a woman anywhere, day, night, club, daytime, house party, rave, you know it, she's got to feel like there's something about her other than just being cute that you really, really dig about her. So she might be really, really strongly opinionated politically, and you really like that. You find that sexy in a woman. Or she could have traveled around the world and she could be really adventurous and just love learning about new culture. And that's really cool. You really dig that. Or she could be really intellectual and think deeply about, complicated, psychological issues. And you love those conversations and you find that amazing. The key is that you want to find that about her and let her shower her with compliments about that. Validate that about her. Let her know that's what you find really, really sexy about her. And if you find a woman and you can't find anything about her that you really like, walk away, move on. Don't waste your time with a girl you don't really like, right? So that's the whole point. Compliments are great so long as you compliment her on things that you really value. And if a woman feels valued as a person, that's another thing that she needs to feel to be emotionally turned on and sexually turned on. So the third need that a woman has is to feel relaxed, safe, and comfortable around a man. So biologically speaking, when a woman has stress hormones in her body, that is, she's not feeling relaxed and comfortable or safe, these hormones, otherwise known as glucocorticoids, are actually responsible for breaking down active estrogen that's circulating in her body. And estrogen in a woman is a sex hormone that is a key player in a number of things, but also it's a key player in female sexual arousal. So the less free-roaming estrogen she has in her body, the less capable she is of feeling aroused. So it's really important for a woman to feel these things to be sexually engaged. Now, this is where it's super important. I often say to guys, you've got to be willing to take the lead and make decisions for the both of you. If a woman feels comfortable enough around you and your ability to make decisions for the both of you, to say when you're going to meet, where you're going to go on a date, what you'll do next, where you're going to sit in a cafe, whether you realize it or not, having to make lots of decisions actually creates stress. It produces stress. And stress does not generally decrease male sexual arousal, but it does for women. That's why women often want a guy to be able to make decisions. She doesn't want to have to constantly be making decisions because she gets to relax. But the other way that's huge, it's a massive way to help women release tension, is to get her to laugh. You see, when we laugh, laughter is a huge release of tension. When we laugh, after we laugh, we feel more relaxed. And this is, women know this. If they don't know it actively, they certainly know it subconsciously. And that's that women love men who make them laugh. If you look at when women list their ideal partner, what comes up over and over and over again is a guy that can make me laugh. Not because laughing makes her horny, but because laughing makes her relaxed enough to be able to feel horny. It makes her relaxed. Well, heck, who doesn't like to laugh? I love this guy who makes me laugh. Says pretty much every woman. I hate this guy, he makes me laugh too much, said almost no man ever or woman on the face of this planet. So being able to make her laugh is huge. Now, the fourth emotional need, guys, is an emotional need, and it's one that a lot of guys are really shy about, and that's to make her feel sexy and desired. There's nothing wrong with telling a woman, oh, sweet Jesus, looking at you drives me wild. You have eyes that make me go crazy. There's nothing wrong about that. There's nothing sleazy about that. Women feel the most sexy when they feel desired. But if that's all you give a woman, and that's the mistake other guys make, is that's all they do, gee, you're hot, wanna fuck. That's not a turn on because you haven't met the other emotional needs that she has. But that need to feel sexy and sexual and just like she has this power over you, like physically, that makes a woman feel really, really, really great. And that makes her feel sexy and sexual and turned on and all the things you want her to feel, as long as it's accompanied by everything else. And when it's accompanied by everything else, when you've validated her needs, when you've made her feel valuable for things other than her looks, it's a compliment. It's not sleazy and it's not wrong. It's just an outright compliment. And so it's armed with this knowledge that I could walk into a house party or a bar or a club or go out during the day, meet a girl in a cafe, and I can start a conversation with her. And if I am making her laugh, and it's a lot of fun, and I'm actually really genuinely, she can see I'm genuinely wanting to learn about her and find about what makes her tick and validate that. And I find something about her that I find really sexy, and I let her know, hey, this is really amazing about you. And I'm letting her know, you know what, you have really sexy eyes. They're incredible. If I meet all those needs, I'm doing a far more incredible job than almost every other man she's met. Most guys meet these needs slowly over time. But if I'm conscious of them, if you're conscious of them when you meet a woman, you're such a more engaging, interesting, valuable prospect of a man that's far more likely to get, a one-night stand, casual sex, a fulfilling sexual life in a relationship with a woman than any other guy, because you understand these needs that women have. So I'd love to know what you think. Have you had the experience of being in a relationship and women saying to you, oh, you just don't meet my needs. I got to find someone else, or a woman saying, you don't treat me right anymore, I'm going to go away. This is all reflections of not meeting these 4 main criteria that women have. Have you ever learned these before and applied them, given a woman these emotional needs and suddenly found how turned on women are? Because sex is really, really amazing when a woman has her needs met, because she'll put in a lot of effort. She'll work real hard to make sure that you're satisfied. And this is an amazing concept, guys, but when you genuinely, personally like a woman, like you actually really like her, the sex is so much better when she's sort of a little more than a friendly stranger. I'd love to know what you think about this in the comments below. And as always, guys, be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my 3 weekly videos. Hey guys, do you get frustrated approaching women and then getting rejected? I'd like to invite you to my free 12-video training series where I'm going to show you how to make such an amazing first impression before you even say a word that rejection will soon become a thing of the past. See that button down there? Don't procrastinate anymore. Go ahead and click on it, and I look forward to working with you.